wonderful people. Greetings and welcome back to another session of the course titled Academic Speaking and Presentation Skills. In today's session, we are going to understand what are group discussions. So further understanding the topic, let's see what are the points that we are going to cover. First is, we are going to understand the meaning of what is group discussion. We'll know the definition of group discussion. I am certain that we all have heard about this term and many of us might have got a chance to even practice this. However, it is one of the crucial topic in the syllabus to be covered. So starting from the very foundation, what is group discussion? Later we'll see the process of group discussion. We'll also learn about the types that are available of group discussion. Then we are going to learn different skills which are very essential to develop for a candidate and an applicant for group discussion. We'll also discuss with a wonderful illustration ahead. And at the end of the session, we'll have a well-rounded summary. So are we all excited to learn about this? Okay. Let's first understand what is group discussion, right? Group discussion is an effective global means of intercultural communication. Now we'll have to pay attention to each word over here, right? It is a particular way, an effective way of not just simple communication but intercultural, right? It is there, it is happening at various levels. So there could be higher level designated people, there could be people coming from the ground staff level, right? All of them sitting together, people from different culture, right, from different background are coming and sitting together, and then the communication that takes place amongst them, right, among this individual with the agenda to resolve a conflict or brainstorm upon the given topic is called as group discussion. So it is important for us to understand. This is not a defined term by, a well-known linguistic or whosoever theorist, but this is the best definition that fits for group discussion. When we talk of group, which group are we talking about, right? Where this group discussion will take place, among whom it will take place. So all WH questions that we might have, this particular topic is going to explain us all about it. So that is it, right? Next we have that it is quite a trending way adopted by various corporate sectors to increase interpersonal skills. Again, I would draw your attention over here to understand that this is basically adopted by various corporate sectors. So you go into industries, you go into any MNCs, you go for any institutional places, that is organizations. All of these have started using group discussion as a means to grow interpersonal communication, to connect with people within the same, with huge industries and huge corporate sectors. The problem is that there are a lot of people involved. Now there are many good individuals, but they themselves work only at the individual level. To gather the strength of all of those individuals, there are these group discussions that are taken ahead. So therefore every big head and big short person would be present at a place. They are given the particular topic or a conflict or some or the other way of brainstorming to discuss upon, and then there are the outputs which are being used very well to uplift the organization, to take the organization or the corporate sector to a different level. So therefore group discussions are used at multiple levels and they are quite trending, especially in the MNCs. Again, it is also used as screening process for undertaking any candidate at various government, private and commercial sectors. So this is also to be understood that this could be a part of interview process. When there are in-campus placements that are happening in an institute, group discussions are very much, in trend by the companies who are going to take the students for the placement. So again, this could be a kind of a screening process from the whole lot of mass Who are the individuals who are more capable of taking the pressure? Who are the individuals who have better qualities? And which qualities are we talking about? The group qualities, right? The group dynamics, the sense of group, right, is there in which individual. So therefore, group discussions are very important to be learnt as a process. So then we'll learn about what is the actual process of group discussion. When we speak of group discussion, it is group of individuals who are given a designated place, who are given the topic on the time, right? First, if you are going to look at this, this is going to be the process once the topic is already there with the group. So at the very first, you are given a topic, right? And then you are also given the prep time, right? What is prep time? The preparation that individual requires to follow the process of group discussion. So therefore, first a topic is given, a topic is introduced, this is prep time, this is pre-process of group discussion, right? Sorry, this is pre-process of group discussion, introduction of the topic and prep time. After that, what happens is we'll have the actual process of group discussion, that is topic and the group briefing. It starts with every individual sitting at the corner of a desk or a conference table or somewhere, which is a place with very renowned settings, right, that is having a quiet space, that is having the ambience where the discussion can be enhanced. So therefore, there is a place where individuals are being seated, they will start speaking what they will first introduce whatever the topic is there of the particular group. So if there is an agenda, if there is a real time group discussion, right, they are going to discuss a real agenda or a conflict that they have taken under themselves. And if it is a opinion based group discussion, it would be a topic in general. Group members will start introducing themselves, not in a very mechanical way that, oh, I am so and so, my roll number is this, right? That is a very institutional way of handling the group discussion. Over here, group members will introduce their thought, their ideas in their name, or maybe if at all it is in to an official background, there would be a designation that they would be speaking of, right? Once every member is briefed and the topic is introduced, what happens is the introduction or the building base of the topic will be taken. So something that is already known to all. So if there is a topic, so to say, just giving you an example, right, of the climate change, then that particular base would be built, that see, we have been facing climate crisis since a long time. India is facing these many problems. These are the problems faced by the foreign countries, and these are the reports of the climate change. So that is building the base, building the ground of a particular topic. What happens then is group inputs are brought in. So this is the most crucial step, right? When we say that group inputs are there, are undertaken, it is every individual sharing their own perspective regarding why climate change is happening, or what climate change is all about in today's time, what can be done, and how furious and how are they emotionally attached to the topic, right? That discussion will happen over here in the third phase. After that, what happens is, now that every group member has spoken, not necessarily in the series or the way they are sitting, it could be random, right? Once all the members are done and we have taken the inputs, the group knows the weaknesses and the strength of what is what group does is then they have question encounters. So whatever somebody has spoken, there will be a Q&A kind of a session wherein people have noted down the points and they will ask the individuals based on their perspectives, opinions or suggestions that they have shared. So therefore, this is a very crucial, critical brainstorming step of the group discussion. After question encounter session, there is the denouement. Denouement is basically again settling down the heat. So over here it is the climax, right? Over here it is the rising effect, right? And over here it is just the base. So over here at the end, when climax is all dealt with, question and answer is done, the heat is there, right? What happens is denouement, that is bringing down a conclusion and giving feedback to each other, will help bring the group, to a place where they are settled. So therefore, feedbacks are crucial and important, and therefore, after that, the process of group discussion is completed. So this is the 5 steps that you can see on this screen, right? Starting from introducing of the topic and briefing of the group, then we are introducing or building the base of the topic itself, then the actual inputs are given, right? The main discussion happens, that is the rising point of the discussion. Then there is climax, where each and every one is countering, questioning and giving out the details, right? And there is a denouement, where the heat is settled down and a feedback and conclusion is created and said. So this is the whole process of group discussion. Next we have types of group discussion, right? Which are the different types? One is the factual, other is opinion, third is the case study based, right? When we talk about factual group discussion, it is actually real world group discussion that is taking place. When we speak of MNCs and corporates making it a trend, right, making group discussion a trend, what are they doing is they are actually bringing factual group discussion in a room. So there would be a lot of developers who would be creating an application from front end, from back end, and this and that. This is just an example, right? All of them coming together at one place at the beginning of the day or end of the day. They are discussing the problems that they are facing, the work that they are doing, and at the end, how they have resolved certain problems. That will give insight to every individual in the same group, if at all faced with the same error, or the group will be kept informed about how things can be resolved. Everyone is on the one page or not. So these kind of meetings, or we can say group discussions, that happens every day will help the group members to factually deal with other details that they are encountering through the work. So those kind of group discussions are factual group discussions. Then there are opinion based group discussions. Rarely that happen in everyday concept, right? These opinion based group discussions are happening when there is a conflict, right? If we are talking about corporate, all of a sudden there are rising issues and errors and bugs that are coming out in the app, right? A lot of people have reported the problem. Now how to resolve this, right? So it would be, again, could be factual, could be opinion based, and the case study mingling of all, right? And opinion based is basically you saying there is right and wrong, and this could be taken as a screening, right? When we say that interviews happen and a lot of people have been screened based on group discussion, opinion based group discussions are the major type that is taken for screening of people. Next is the case study. Again, there are huge cases that are known by all, and there is a discussion that is taking place just for brainstorming and critical thinking, enhancing our problem solving skills. So these are the types of group discussion. When we speak of factual, you need to understand it requires substantial facts and data, which are very crucial, which are known by all or maybe not known. It is a research data. So checks your rationale, that is how logical is the group, right? Who is bringing what on the table, and which kind of facts and data are we relying on to bring out a conclusion. So what is checked is knowledge awareness, known facts, research skills of an individual, and logics used, right? An example of the topic that could be taken as a factual group discussion is AI replacing human employment. We all know this is a very chewed thing, and it's already running in the market. But what are the facts? What are the data? On what basis this is being said? What is the logic behind saying this? And a lot other things could come. So this is just an example of it. When we speak of opinion based group discussion, this you need to know that it reflects individual traits, right? How is one particular individual behaving with the others? So therefore, it's not how you rationally think and this and that. The focus is more on your persuasive ability, your group dynamics, your group behavior with others, right? And the potential of communication that you are capable of doing. and showcasing, right? So there could be a very common topic that learning and earning can happen simultaneously. Now there could be both the opinions, right? There is no right answer to this. Learning could also not happen with earning, and learning and earning both can happen together. The point over here is, what is your opinion? How do you try convince the other group members towards your opinion? So it's all about convincing, it's all about using interpersonal skills. Next we have case study based group discussion. As we knew that it is about critical thinking, right? How a candidate is able to brainstorm, how the candidate is able to solve the problems, how the candidate is able to actually study the case from various perspectives, right? So do you have that critical thinking to see from various ends, and if yes, then how? So a simple example of this group discussion could be strict UN interventions required in Ukraine and Russia war. Now which interventions are we talking about? This is a vague, right? So when we talk about Ukraine and Russia war, there is a lot of information already there. But what are we critically looking at? UN input, right? What does United Nations have to say about these wars that are happening? And then what are the requirements that they need to do, right? And that would be the part of discussion. So that is how we see different types of group discussion. Nevertheless, we move to the next topic, that is GD skills. When we speak of GD, when we speak of group skills, you need to know there are groups which are going to be just of 4 members or 5 members, and there will be group which will have 12 members at a time, right? So the group would vary in numbers in terms of how many participants are there, but the skills remains the same. So therefore, be it the small group or be it the large number of group, your impact upon the group and your ability to handle the group coming from different background, coming from different level of education, coming from different scenarios and situation, coming from different cultures altogether. How are you better able to explain your thinking to them, and you are not just able to portray your thinking, but rather convince them to do whatever is efficient according to you. So therefore, first is communication skills, second is people skill, third is team spirit, fourth is time management, and it goes on. The oratory skills, the persuasive skills, definitely the research skills, problem solving, leadership, right, critical thinking, decision making, and understanding the group dynamic. How well does a person is able to reflect oneself in the group, assert one's ideas and belief, negotiate one's perspective, and at the same point of time is giving an oratory that is worth remembering, because group discussion can last from 5 to 10 minutes to an hour. So depending on that, what is the takeaway from it and how much have you participated in it? All of it will matter a lot, and these things would only be possible if the person will equip oneself with the different tools, or rather we put it as GD skills. So if you have people skills slash you are able to connect with everyone in the group. If you have team spirit slash you will be the glue to whenever there is an argument that is taking place or question and answer and there is a lot of heat, you could be the glue to build up the team spirit. Slash if there is a person who is not able to convincingly convey the thoughts and ideas and is consuming a lot of time, wasting a lot of time, not giving others opportunity or the chance to speak, you will have the time management. Again slash, right, you are able to pursue others, you are able to show your research skills, you are able to portray problem solving skills. While there is everyone all around, you are able to take the leadership skills and appreciate the other one when somebody is countering or slashing an individual. So what kind of a person you are, how you are able to portray the skills, at what time are you able to showcase it, and whether it is required or not. All of this will be noted, and thus the group discussion ends. We do have an illustration over here hoping that this illustration would bring you, complete understanding of how group discussion takes place. It is important for you to note that this is a very small group, and therefore it will not have, very deep discussions. It's just to give you a brief idea of how discussions takes place. Okay, I think this was a wonderful way of showing, in a subtle time and in a subtle manner what group discussions look like. There was definitely the topic briefing, then there was building the base, where, the lady itself says that this is, important to consider that insomnia is growing very common and there could be various reasons for it, right? So a lot of things were done in the process. So you need to understand this is how group discussion look likes, right? It is no way compared to a debate, right? Oh, if you have certain different point of view, you have seen how the group leader or the teamwork was there when everyone was trying to support each other, though their point of view was very different. For one, when we talk about Will believes that it is only stress that is helping build insomnia. Then we have Michelle who says it's caffeine playing an important role, whereas Ellen who believes that it is the surrounding. So you see how each and every individual has different point of view, but none of them bickering, rather just getting along, that considering others point of view as well, logically substantiating oneself with it, right? When somebody says that yes, caffeine is a problem, then you see the team lead who is speaking against that, yeah, I'm facing this problem daily, right? So it is also about getting along. So how do you, appreciate each other's voice? How do you appreciate each other's opinion? How do you give chances and opportunities, knowing that Ellen is still left to go, cutting short the speech of Michelle and then taking ahead to Ellen, that Ellen, what is your perspective? He says that yes, I believe that coffee is playing a role, but what is the major thing? Surroundings is what he feels, right? So therefore you need to understand where, at what time, how can you bring different point of view. Nowhere did you see that people were trying to cut each other, no cannibalism over here, right? So therefore that is what we need to understand. That is what the body language should be. Every one of them were paying attention. They had the mere eye contact if you were reading all of it, right? And again there was a smile on Will's face throughout. So that is how group discussions are supposed to happen. Moving ahead, I hope that it is clear, it is following a particular process, knowing the type of, this was just, a basic case study that these people have taken, that insomnia is being very common. These people did not have competition to get selected somewhere, right? It was a group discussion to bring out solutions. So you need to understand now that whether it is a research group discussion, case group discussion, or for job group discussions, or what. So looking at the type and the purpose of group discussion, individual need to act in words, in actions, right? Without wasting further time, let's move to summary of the session. When we speak of summary, you need to understand that to accomplish any group discussion, one must follow the process thoroughly. So we have already seen the whole process of group discussion, how it goes, right? And it is crucial for us to follow that particular process of group discussion, right? Go with the very start of, briefing the topic, then building the base, and then, again putting up your point, your suggestion towards the climax, that is, the counter question. Not every time it is necessary to get along. Here we had a very good and subtle and, a miniature example. So there was not everything that is taught in the process portrayed over here, but however you need to understand and ensure that this happens. right? At the same point of time, after you follow the whole process, understand the type of group discussion, and understanding that type of group discussion will help you to reflect the required skills, and also will help you easily to achieve the goals that you want. So therefore, if you want to ace any group discussion, you will have to pay attention to the target skills that are required, right? One must know the apt time to use the general skills for group discussion to shine out differently and approachable in the group, right? Again, you need to understand that whenever it is about general skills, right, we have seen a lot of skills that are built in group discussion, so you will have to ensure that that happens. Again, do not confuse group discussion with debate and counter unnecessarily, right? Are we saying this? Because it is again very important, very crucial to understand that group discussions are more about team spirit. It's about the group rather than just portraying yourself in front of everyone. Yes, definitely your point of view, your opinion, everything would matter a lot, but how do you portray it, and is it able to get along with the group of people or not? So that also is a point to understand. So that is it, hoping that you have understood, and we'll see next how and what are the phrases to be used, how can we counter in a positive manner, how can we maintain smile throughout, right? What are the good things to follow, while what are the techniques or strategies to follow while we are into the group discussion. So thank you so much for holding your patience through the time, and hoping to see you in the next class.